A major day in British politics and royal history unfolded on Monday, July 20th, as King Charles III formally appointed Andy Burnham as the United Kingdom's new Prime Minister. The historic change took place at Buckingham Palace, where the King first received outgoing Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer. After serving as Prime Minister since 2024, Sir Keir Starmer arrived at the palace for a private audience with the King, where he formally tendered his resignation. Earlier in the day, Starmer had addressed the public outside 10 Downing Street, marking the end of his time as Prime Minister. In his final remarks, Starmer said that he was closing the book on his time in office and declared that his work was done. He also said he was leaving with a smile and felt proud of what had been achieved during his time as Prime Minister. Starmer wished Andy Burnham every success as he prepared to take over the role. At Buckingham Palace, King Charles officially accepted Sir Keir Starmer's resignation. The palace later confirmed that Starmer had an audience with the King and had tendered his resignation as Prime Minister and First Lord of the Treasury, which His Majesty accepted. Lady Starmer was also received by the King. Images were later released showing what became the final meeting between King Charles and Sir Keir Starmer. The two men were pictured shaking hands inside the Chinese drawing room, which is currently being used as an audience room while work is taking place elsewhere in the palace. The meeting appeared warm and positive, reflecting the relationship the King and Starmer had developed since Starmer became Prime Minister in 2024. But the day was far from over. After Sir Keir Starmer left Buckingham Palace, Andy Burnham arrived for his historic meeting with King Charles. Burnham arrived at the palace accompanied by his wife, Marie-France, following months of preparation for the transition of power. He entered Buckingham Palace to meet the King, who would formally ask him to form a new government. The meeting took place in the Chinese dining room, the same area currently being used for audiences during the palace renovations. And then came the official announcement. King Charles III had appointed Andy Burnham as the new Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. According to Buckingham Palace, His Majesty received Andrew Burnham in audience and requested him to form a new administration. Burnham accepted the King's offer and formally became Prime Minister and First Lord of the Treasury. Marie-France Van Heel was also received by the King. This appointment makes Andy Burnham the fourth Prime Minister of King Charles's reign, following Liz Truss, Rishi Sunak, and Sir Keir Starmer. The new Prime Minister and the King are now expected to work closely together. Although King Charles and Andy Burnham have met on several occasions, they are not believed to know each other particularly well. The two were pictured together earlier this year when the King visited the Renew Hub in Greater Manchester. Their relationship will now become much more significant, with regular weekly meetings expected, along with major state occasions and official events. As the summer break approaches, the King is also expected to travel to Balmoral. Traditionally, the Prime Minister and their family may be invited to Balmoral during the summer, giving the new Prime Minister and the King an opportunity to spend more time together away from the formal surroundings of London. But while the political transition was taking place at Buckingham Palace, King Charles had another busy day ahead. After appointing the new Prime Minister, the King traveled to Cambridge for a solo royal engagement. He visited the Cambridge Central Mosque, which is recognized as Europe's first eco-mosque. The mosque opened to the public in 2019 and is known for its distinctive architecture, environmental leadership, and role in the local community. The King was warmly greeted upon his arrival and was seen shaking hands during the visit. Meanwhile, Queen Camilla was carrying out her own royal engagement in Norfolk. The Queen visited Emmaus Norfolk and Waveney in Bungay, a charity that supports people experiencing homelessness by providing accommodation, therapy, and practical work opportunities. Camilla has been a patron of the organization for around 2 decades. During her visit, she met staff, supporters, and women involved in the charity's Women's Project. She also met human rights activist and former hostage Sir Terry Waite, who serves as president of Emmaus UK. The Queen toured the Women's Centre and visited a new book nook created in partnership with her literary charity, the Queen's Reading Room. The visit highlighted Camilla's continuing interest in literacy and charitable work. Elsewhere in the royal world, Prince Harry also made headlines. The Duke of Sussex appeared on James Corden's Fox show, After Hours with James Corden. The appearance came just hours after the World Cup final, with the conversation touching on Harry's school football days at Eton College. Harry joked about the school's privileged reputation and recalled his own experience playing football. He revealed that he had once played on the first team during prep school, but after moving to the larger school, he eventually found himself playing for the E team. Harry also had another major announcement connected to his Invictus Games Foundation. Daejeon in South Korea has been selected to host the 2029 Invictus Games, becoming the first Asian country chosen to host the international sporting event. Harry described the announcement as a defining moment for the Invictus movement. He welcomed South Korea as the next host and said the decision represented an exciting new chapter for wounded, injured, and sick service personnel and veterans around the world. Meanwhile, attention is also turning to the next generation of the royal family. Prince George is preparing to begin his secondary education at Eton College in September. The young royal is expected to follow in the footsteps of his father, Prince William, and his uncle, Prince Harry, who both attended the prestigious boarding school. Before beginning this new chapter, George is expected to spend the summer with his family. The Wales family recently appeared together at Wimbledon, where Prince George joined Prince William, Princess Catherine, and Princess Charlotte for the final day of the championships. And there was also a moment of sadness for Prince William. The Prince of Wales paid tribute to former England football star and manager Kevin Keegan, who has died at the age of 75 following a battle with cancer. William described Keegan as a truly remarkable footballer and manager who inspired generations with his talent, passion, and love of the game. He also remembered him as a kind and generous man and sent his thoughts to Keegan's family and everyone who knew him. It was a remarkably busy day for the British royal family, with King Charles at the center of a historic change in Britain's political leadership. From accepting Sir Keir Starmer's resignation to appointing Andy Burnham as the UK's new Prime Minister, the King carried out one of the most important constitutional duties of his reign. At the same time, the wider royal family continued their own public engagements, with Queen Camilla supporting charitable work, Prince Harry announcing the next chapter for the Invictus Games, and Prince William paying tribute to a football legend. For King Charles, a new working relationship with Andy Burnham now begins. And as Britain enters a new political chapter, all eyes will be watching how the new Prime Minister and the King work together in the months ahead. This is Royal Crown Daily. Stay with us for the latest updates and stories from the British royal family.